Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 12. Chapter 12 is entitled Vritrasura's Glorious Death. Text number 17. Pranaglahoyam samara Ishvaksho vahanasanaha Atrajñajñayate mushya Jayo mushya parajayaha. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. O my enemy, consider this battle a gambling match in which our lives are at stakes. In which our lives are the stakes. The arrows are the dice, and the animals acting as carriers of the game board. No one can understand who will be defeated and who will be victorious. It all depends on providence. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. King Indra, the greatest of the demigods, was astonished to hear the instructions of Vritrasura, who was supposed to be a demon. He was struck with wonder that a demon could speak so intelligently. Then he remembered great devotees like Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, who had been born in the families of demons, and thus he came to his senses. Even so-called demons sometimes have exalted devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore Indra smiled reassuringly at Vritrasura. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Shukadeva Goswami is describing this battle between Indra and Vritrasura. So quite a detailed description of this personality called Vritrasura, who has taken birth as not taken birth as a demon, but he has taken birth and he appears like a demon, but actually he is a great devotee. So the description has been given already that Indra is equipped to fight against Vritrasura, but still Indra is finding it difficult to actually defeat Vritrasura. And Vritrasura's position is such that even though he is extremely strong and powerful, but still the words he is speaking doesn't seem like he's actually a demon. In the previous chapter, there's a description of the transcendental qualities of Vritrasura. So it is quite difficult to understand that somebody seems to be a demon by appearance. And anyway, he is engaged in fighting against Indra, Devatas. Devatas are demigods who are devotees of Vishnu. Vishnu bhaktas smruto daiva asurastad viparyayaha. Generally, the demons are against Vishnu and the demigods are devotees of Vishnu. But here, the demon Vritrasura is not a demon, he is a devotee, but one who appears like a demon and is fighting against the devatas, against devotees, he is actually a devotee. Now, the mystery about Vritrasura actually being a devotee, appearing like a demon and fighting against Indra, will be revealed by Shukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. The next chapter, the question, it begins with a question, next chapter, by Parikshit Maharaj asking that demons are generally sinful and they are obsessed with modes of passion and ignorance. Then how could Vritrasura have attained such great qualities? I mean, he appears to be speaking like a devotee, behaving like a devotee in this battle. So it will be explained, the history of Vritrasura. That will be explained by Shukadev Goswami. So here Vritrasura is addressing Indra when Indra tried to use the thunderbolt to attack Vritrasura, but Indra was not able to exactly kill Vritrasura. And suddenly, during the fight, the thunderbolt from Indra's hand fell down, and Indra seemed to be practically defeated by Vritrasura. But, as is the Kshatriya code of conduct, Vritrasura did not attack Indra when Indra's thunderbolt fell down. He encouraged Indra that you take your thunderbolt and then I will fight against you. And also Vritrasura is instructing Indra that no one can understand who will be defeated and who will be victorious in such a battle. It all depends on providence. Providence means destiny. So a very important understanding that is essential for all spiritualists at least, and for all people in general. What is this destiny or providence? And devotees generally have a question that if so many things in our life are destined, then what is the place for free will in the activities we perform? So actually the reality is that we do have free will, because of which we have choices, what we can do or what we don't want to do. What we want to do and what we don't want to do. We have choices. That choice means we have free will. And we also are having a destiny based on which certain things that happen in our life are not exactly in our control. Just like during the coronavirus pandemic, we all experienced this, that there was a threat that this pandemic is spreading, but we don't know who is going to contact that infection and who will be safe without becoming infected. So such things are destined. So destiny means based on our past activities, both sinful and pious, we are destined to enjoy a certain quota of happiness, and we are destined to suffer
amount of distress, exactly according to our past actions.
laws of
The laws of
nature
nature
are very stringently working and enforced on all conditioned souls, that according to Kala, certain amount of happiness and distress we will have to experience in this particular body during our lifespan in this body. And this is all perfectly destined. Destined means it is already decided. In that sense, astrology is a perfect science. That by calculations, a learned astrologer can tell you.
in terms of what? Only in terms of what happiness and distress is going to unfold according to your previous.
But that does not mean that everything that is going to happen in your life is completely according to destiny. No. Only the quota of material happiness and distress is fixed. As a living entity, as a spirit soul, each one of us has got our free will. So, again, according to Kala, we got a certain type of body, and body means, of course, the external gross body. We got a human type of body, human form body. And we have a certain type of mentality, mind. So, according to this gross body and the subtle mind, we have some choices. throughout our entire life. And we exercise our free will to make choices. That's why human form of life is a life of responsibility. Destiny cannot be changed normally simply by performing pious activities and avoiding sinful activities in this life. It cannot be changed. But the scriptures also say your destiny can be changed if you take to devotional service, pure devotional service. The famous verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. The final instruction of Krishna, or final teaching, or teaching of Krishna to Arjuna, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Give up all your dharmas, all your prescribed duties. Simply surrender to me alone. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. And then, aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I will completely nullify all your sinful reactions. Completely. Sarva papebhyo. And this has been explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Prabhupada in one purport. He says there are 4 kinds of sinful reactions we may have to suffer. We are destined to suffer. Pataka, atipataka, mahapataka, and one more type of pataka. We have performed, we might have performed different kinds of sinful activities. Some are not so serious, but different degrees of sinful reactions are there for different kinds of sinful activities people commit. So accordingly, there are different types of reactions that are destined. But whatever be the kind of sinful activity somebody is committed, whatever degree of sin one is involved in the previous life, all of them can be completely nullified if one surrenders to Krishna. This is the practice of pure devotional service. Only in pure devotional service there is the requirement that one has to surrender to Krishna. And such surrender is not very easy for a conditioned soul who is determined to enjoy independently, which is the very cause of our material existence. I mentioned this several times, but I'll repeat. There's a book written by one of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees, Jagadananda Pandit, written a book called Prema Vivarta. Very small book. In this book, Jagadananda Pandit Prabhu says, there are two fundamental reasons for our material existence. The first one is that we desire to enjoy independently, independent of Krishna. We want to enjoy. And second is, we want to lord over everything and everyone else. Now, both of these belong to Krishna. Krishna is the only independent enjoyer. And Krishna is the only Lord of everyone and everything. So basically, we want to take Krishna's position. That is called misuse of our free will. What's it called? Misuse of free will. This is described by Prabhupada in the several purports. So free will is such a thing that we have to be responsible in exercising it. And that's the very innate characteristic, quality or nature of every jiva. Every jiva has this free will. And whoever misuses their free will to try to take on Krishna's position, I want to be independent enjoyer. I want to lord over everyone else. Why Krishna should be the only Lord? I want to be also the Lord. The Prabhupada says, I want to be the Lord of everything I survey. So these two fundamental reasons are given clearly by Jagadananda Pandit Prabhu. Because this is explained in all the scriptures, but you won't find this so precisely explained like that Prema Vivarta says. The speciality of Acharyas actually instructing us that the most essential teachings of the scriptures are given concisely and very accurately and exactly by the Acharyas. So that's the difference between reading books written by Prabhupada and simply going through the scriptures. Prabhupada explains in an easily understandable way, and he gives us the precise things that we require. There are too many things in the scriptures. Everything is there. Veda means knowledge. All kinds of knowledge is there in the Vedas. But if you try to study the Vedas, first of all, we don't have sufficient time to study all the Vedas. Prayena alpaisha sabhya kalavasmin yuge janaha. The sages of Naimisharanya, they were asking questions from Shukadev Goswami. From Suta Goswami. So their concern was people in Kali Yuga, they have short lifespan as compared to other yugas. So it's not possible for them to study all the Vedas. So therefore they requested Suta Goswami, tell us the essence of all scriptures, scriptural teachings. And that's what Suta Goswami precisely, concisely told them, answered their questions. Even though he finished off answering in just 30, 40 verses. But seeing their eagerness to hear about Krishna, the real purpose of that gathering was to hear about Krishna, the sages of Naimisharanya. But in the beginning, they just asked 6 questions from Sutta Goswami. Similarly, even Parikshit Maharaj, he asked only one question from Shukadeva Goswami. But when Shukadeva Goswami answered that question, then Parikshit asked so many more questions. Why? Because the real purpose of Parikshit asking questions was not that he wanted some clarification. No. He simply wanted to hear about Krishna. That's all. Similarly, Arjuna also, he was put into illusion by Krishna so that Krishna could speak Bhagavad Gita for our benefit, not for Arjuna's benefit. Arjuna is a pure devotee. So he doesn't require to be instructed by Krishna. But through Arjuna, Krishna is instructing all of us. So, our acharyas, they explain very precisely, very clearly what is the essence of all the scriptures. Very, very concisely they explain. So we should understand that destiny cannot be changed by any material activities. Destiny can only be changed by pure devotional service. And that's what is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita also. You surrender to Krishna, engage in pure devotional service, and then that's the perfection of your life. That's the perfection of all spiritual practices. That's perfection of religion, everything. So, here when Vritrasura is telling, no one can understand who will be defeated and who will be victorious, this is the same teaching as the Bhagavad Gita. Whatever material activities we perform, the result is not in our hands. We can't predict the result of anything we do. Because there are very intricate laws of nature that are working. And besides that, the laws are not impersonal laws. They're not mechanical laws. It's like a machine. It will work or behave exactly according to the way it is designed. And the purpose for which machine is been manufactured, exactly it will work like that, it will behave like that. But that's not the case with our performing material activities. All the results of every activity is actually awarded by the super soul seated in our heart, Krishna seated in our heart. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. I am seated in everybody's heart and I give remembrance, forgetfulness and knowledge. Krishna who gives the results of awards the results of our activities. But Krishna works in 2 ways. One way for the non-devotees and one way for the devotees. Here devotee and non-devotee way to understand. As far as this 2 ways of Paramatma awarding or working in the life of different living entities. That devotees means those who are surrendered to Krishna. those who surrender to Krishna and have accepted the path of pure devotional service. Who can surrender to Krishna? Only those who accept the path of pure devotional service. Only they can surrender to Krishna. So, only such devotees who surrender to Krishna, who accepted the path of pure devotion, Krishna takes charge of their life completely. And such devotees are not subject to the laws of nature. They don't have to go through happiness and distress exactly according to their past karma. Because Krishna takes charge of their life. Whereas for non-devotees, Krishna is not personally involved. Even though he is the awarder of the results, all that is encoded in the laws of nature, according to which Kala, Karma, Guna, the material nature is working continuously. And so many changes are taking place. So many people are experiencing so many different things. All living beings, conditioned souls, they are experiencing that. But they are non-devotees. They have to go through. And they'll get exactly what is destined, and the results also according to the laws. Now, these laws are so intricate that even the most learned astrologers, they can't give you exact detail of every single happiness and distress you're going to experience. They cannot do that. It's too complicated. For example, no astrologer can tell you exactly the moment of death, however learned the astrologer may be. He can give you an indication that your lifespan is about 70 years or 75 years. Because our lifespan is calculated, to be calculated in terms of number of breaths. So every few seconds we keep inhaling and exhaling. So how can an astrologer tell you, even if he does exact calculation, he'll still arrive at a figure which is the number of breaths. So how can you know how many breaths you have completed and how many more are remaining? So it just doesn't, it's practically not possible to know exactly when we are going to die. That's the reason scriptures say, death can come at any moment. Death can come at any moment. And for devotees, their lifespan can be changed by Krishna. And for non-devotees, their lifespan can change based on their present activities. According to our past life and past lives, we have a certain designated lifespan in this body that is there with the birth of this body. At the time of birth, whatever body we get. But if somebody, like example is given in the Mahabharata of the Kauravas, because they acted abominably when they insulted Draupadi, the most chaste lady, their lifespans got shortened. And all of them died young. They died in the battle of Kurukshetra. Not one of them even survived. That's because they lost their lifespan. Their lifespan was shortened because of that one action of insulting Draupadi. That's what Mahabharata describes. So like this, even the non-devotees, their lifespan can be reduced. Similarly, for non-devotees, if they are blessed by some saintly person, their lifespan can be full 100 years. In fact, there is a Ashirvachana mantra in the Vedas. Shatamanam bhavati shatayushyate indriya. Something like that. Some of the temples you go, the priests will give you blessings like that. But unless that priest is a fully qualified Brahmana, his blessing may not be effective to actually give you your full lifespan, in case whoever is receiving the blessing is having less than 100 years of lifespan. But it is possible even for non-devotees to live full 100 years, even though their karma might have been that they will live, let's say, 80 years, whatever it may be. Like Parikshit, Krishna wanted him to come back immediately. So he made him actually garland a saintly person with a dead snake. He became thirsty, started searching for water, and is the most upright, righteous king. Is ruling so nicely. And he started searching for water. He went somewhere and he couldn't find water. And he became angry that some rishi is sitting for meditation and he's feigning to be deeply absorbed in meditation just because he wants to avoid receiving a kshatriya. He's a brahmana. He doesn't want to receive a kshatriya. So he is feigning as simply, I am in meditation. I'm not noticing you have come. So he got angry and then he picked up a dead snake and garlanded him and went away. Later on, of course, he repented. But it is explained that Krishna arranged that so that we could, Shukadeva Goswami could speak Bhagavatam for our benefit to Parikshit Maharaj. It's Krishna's arrangement. So, Parikshit lifespan was not just that whatever happened, like he was bitten by a snake and he died. No. His lifespan was shortened by Krishna. Similarly, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, wanted the Pandavas to rule the world. And therefore, Krishna actually shortened the lives of the Kauravas simply by glancing at them. Otherwise, there is no possibility the Pandavas could have defeated the Kauravas. Not possible. Only because Krishna glanced at them and said, that's it, finished. Your lifespan is over. So, in the case of Krishna intervening, it's not according to karma. It need not be according to karma. So, as devotees, we have got a great responsibility that we have to we should understand we are responsible for every single action that we do, even though the normal laws of nature don't work in the lives of devotees. Krishna has taken charge, but still, we cannot misuse the special privilege that we have. That just like the seventh offense against the holy name, that's an example of committing that offense is an example of misuse. Namno balad yasya hi papa buddhihi. That if I chant Hare Krishna, all my sinful reactions can be nullified, but doesn't mean I keep on doing sinful activities and to nullify them, the reactions, I keep on chanting. No, that was not going to work. Because it's not an impersonal law or impersonal rule that's going to work. It's a mercy of the Supreme Lord that He will nullify our reactions if we engage in pure devotional service or we take up chanting Hare Krishna. He'll nullify it. But not that we keep on committing just because we have got a way of nullifying and we can be immune to all sinful activities. No, that doesn't work. Similarly, blaspheming devotees, that also is because even a Brahma Hatya can be nullified simply by going 3 times around Tulsi Maharani, Pradakshina. Yani Kani Chapam, every day we sing that. Yani Kani Cha Papani, Brahma Hatyadi Kani Cha. Among all the types of sinful activities anybody can commit, this Brahma Hatya, Go Hatya, Brahmana Hatya is very, 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 very sinful. It's very sinful. So even that can be nullified simply by chanting Hare Krishna, by circumambulating Tulsi, by all those 64 activities of sadhana bhakti. Any one of them. Any one of them. You can completely nullify all your sinful reactions. But the difficulty is how to avoid, committing again some offenses or even sinful activities. How to avoid again committing sinful activities. It is because we have got a sinful mentality. That sinful mentality cannot be completely changed simply by taking bath in the Ganga, going around 3 times Tulsi Maharani, chanting once Hare Krishna. You cannot nullify the sinful mentality. Even though it's a fact that all your sinful reactions are nullified, you take just one dip in the Ganga river. All your sinful reactions are nullified. You just go around 3 times Tulsi Maharani, all your sinful reactions are nullified. You just say Hare Krishna once, your sinful reactions are fully nullified. But your sinful mentality cannot go like that. That is why Kirtaniya Sada Harihi Satatam Kirtayantoma. Of course, Satatam Kirtayantoma is for pure devotees. Krishna is describing characteristics. But even we as sadhakas, we are instructed, daily chant Hare Krishna. Daily chant Hare Krishna. That's a vow we take when we take initiation. Every day we will chant 16 rounds minimum. That is to change our sinful mentality. So the only way to change this sinful mentality is by taking to the practice of pure devotional service. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa na anyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati partha anuchintayan. Abhyasa yoga, practice, sadhana bhakti. What Bhagavad Gita says, Abhyasa yoga, Srila Rupa Goswami describes as sadhana bhakti. Practice of bhakti, devotional service. So I'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.